All right? We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out every Saturday, every weekend to prophesy the downfall of America and to get the 144,000 and 1/3 woke up rather. First of all, we want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers out here pushing this word and in sincerity and in truth. Today we want to get into the topic of despise not the chastening of the Lord, because the Most High is going to chastise the ones that He loves. We're going to get right into it. Give me that first one.
This is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 11. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahawah.
See, it says first, my son. So He's talking to His sons, the men on this side, the Israelite men of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. That's who He's talking to. What did He say after that?
It says, neither be wary of His correction.
Don't be weary of His correction, right? Because you have to get corrected in this thing. We're coming out of, I don't know how many years you've been in this world, living in sin, you're coming out of that. All of your life, you've been doing nothing but wickedness and sin, So you have to come up out of that. And how you going to come out of it? Through the chastening of the Lord, starting from the beginning again.
God, this is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 11. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahawah, neither be wary of His correction. For whom Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, loveth, He correcteth, even as a father the son in whom He delighteth.
That's right. So now, that word despise means to reject or to refuse. So you're not supposed to refuse the chastening of the Lord. And the word chastening, it means correction or discipline.
Right.
So the Lord is going to correct you on the things that you're doing, man, so He can make you perfect, so He can bring you back to Him.
It also means it really means to make pure.
Exactly. Yep.
Hey, and that, an example or a symbology of it is they had a thing called a chastity belt, which you put around a woman to where she couldn't have sex.
Right.
And they used to lock it, and it was teaching her discipline. That's what it was doing. So that all coincides with each other, like the brother speaking. Yeah.
Go ahead, Al.
This is Job chapter 5 verse 17. Behold, happy is the man who the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
See, you're supposed to be happy that the Lord is dealing with you to correct you. Otherwise, He'll just leave you out there to your own devices. You know what I'm saying? He will leave you out there in this world, to be subject to the vanities of this world, Go ahead, Ak.
This is Hebrews chapter 12 verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord.
See, He's speaking unto you, even though you might be up in age, the Lord is still speaking to you as He's speaking to a child. Because we are all children to the Most High. No one is over the Most High. No one has any authority over the Most High. The Most High is the one who knows everything, man.
It says, nor faint when thou art rebuked of Him.
You're not supposed to faint when the Lord rebukes you, man. You're not supposed to get simple in your spirit. You're not supposed to be like, oh man, I can't take that correction, man. Forget that. I just don't want to do anything anymore. I'm just gonna leave the truth. I'm not gonna because you don't want to take correction and be somewhat embarrassed. This thing is about being embarrassed, man. You're gonna get embarrassed in this, man. We all get embarrassed.
That's real.
Go ahead.
And that rebuke is gonna come ultimately from a brother, because the Most High ain't gonna come down and rebuke Himself. That rebuke is coming straight from a brother. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't take that, man, then this truth is not for you, man. You're not built for this, man.
Right.
Hey man, the Most High created us with all different type of emotions. To keep yourself balanced, all them emotions got to be exercised. That includes the emotion of being embarrassed or ashamed. Because when you're embarrassed and ashamed, what does it lead you to do? It leads you to not do whatever it is you previously did before, man. So everything gotta be exercised within you being a human being, period, man. To have balance with yourself. If a person never felt ashamed about nothing, that means his ass is shameless. He'll do anything, man. He has no discipline to himself, man. You know? So yeah, man. Guess I'm not good.
Yeah. Let's mention the word faint.
Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
So you're not supposed to faint in the day of adversity, man. You're supposed to, it says, that which don't kill you make you stronger, man. So you're supposed to be getting stronger in this thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to be trying to exercise your spirit, you know, and put off your flesh, you know. Don't concentrate on your flesh, concentrate on your spirit, you know, because your flesh is going to tell you, oh man, that hurt, it hurt my feelings, this, that, and the other. But you're not supposed to concentrate on that, man. You're supposed to concentrate on the lesson that's learned, you know, from the chastity.
It says, verse 6, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth.
Whom the Lord loveth, man. Whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, man. Go ahead.
It says, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Every son, man. He's going to put every son through the fire to test you, to test and see what you're made of, you know, and to ultimately make you stronger. Take out, what happens when you get put through the fire? All the impurities come out, and you just left with the natural mineral, you know?
Yeah.
If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
See, if you endure chastening, you know, endure, man, to suffer it, you know, to go to the end of it, man. He's dealing with you like he's dealing with his own son. And you know he's dealing with Yahawashi, man. He's dealing with Yahawashi like it ain't nothing, man. You know? He gave Yahawashi the blueprint to everything. So, go ahead, huh?
It says, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Right. If the Most High is not chastening you, then you're not a son. You're not his son, man. You're a bastard.
Hey, that's what's going on. That's what's been going on in our communities. You know, living here in America, that's forced out the fathers in the household to be removed, and then you got a bunch of niggas and spicks growing up wild, with no discipline, no correction. That's why we have all these gang banging niggas, drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? These drug addicts, because they don't get any chastening. You know,
Monsters. That's
But see, you don't have a father at home because of Willie Lynch and his fucking systematic way of doing things, you know. So you got this nigga running around, and the mama is popping every nigga in the hood. She don't give a fuck about nobody but herself. So no discipline running around everywhere, you know.
Yeah. Just like on that movie, Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood, when all the little babies was on the couch and she had to do it. She's like, what do you say to this young man? What do you say to him? Are you my daddy? You know, it's a gook in there, man. You know?
I got a scripture though. You want to go back to where it says scorched?
Con, you want me to reread it?
Yeah, I think it's 6.
Con. It says, this is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Right. Yahawashi went to that scourging in this parable, or the sword. This is Matthew 13 and 5. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. So that's going into the trials and tribulations that we face.
Yeah.
Some men fall away because of they get scorched. They can't take the heat, you know. They can't take the chastening of the Lord. While other men get purified by it, you know.
Yeah, it spoke about they couldn't grab the depthness of the earth. They couldn't root. Remember in what is it, Colossians or Galatians? It talks about being rooted and grounded up.
Yeah.
They wasn't rooted and grounded up, you know. I got something.
Go ahead,
This is Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare thy soul for temptation, man. You're gonna get tempted in this truth, man. But you have to bear those temptations, man. You have to go through that, man. You have to what's the word I'm looking for? You have to when you afflict your soul, man. You have to afflict your soul, man, in this thing. You know, you have to, man. You have to get away from me, and the flesh, man. You gotta turn from the flesh to the spirit, man. You know, because a guy asked me yesterday and stuff. He asked me, what is it? What is the baptism? What is baptism? You know, and he wanted to me, like, you know, you go and get dunked in some water, and then when you come out of the water, you're pure. But it's not that, man. It's symbolic, right?
But Jakes don't understand that was all symbolic.
It was a setting forth an example of what the spiritual was to come.
Right.
Same thing with the law of the letter. The brothers out there, guys, did that fucking amazing ass show. I couldn't believe that shit. When he was talking about the priesthood and everything, y'all better check that out if y'all got it, if y'all got time. But everything that was set up in the past was set up for the spiritual today, man. Same thing when John was baptizing the people under the water. The water is the word. The word is who? Yahawashi. When you come in the truth, you're baptized under who? Yahawashi. So that John dumping people in the water was nothing but a symbology. That's all it was, you know. So we don't do that today. Now how you baptize a man today, you bring him to Yahawashi. Right. He submerged himself under Yahawashi's rule.
Right.
That's reading the scripture though. It said that you shall be baptized with Yahawashi, but the church ignored that. They completely ignored that and continue to do what John was doing when Yahawashi override that.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, and then I'll go back to
my fault, real quick. You said Yahawashi overrided that. What did John say concerning Yahawashi? He said, this dude is so worthy, I'm not even able to unlatch his shoe.
Right.
I was going to say, going back to the hill, he said, this man baptized, he said, I baptized you with water, but this man should baptize, no, he said, he needs to baptize you with water and fire.
Yeah.
Acts the 1st chapter?
Yeah, I got it right here, bro. Real quick, Matthew 3:11. I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear.
Right, go ahead.
He shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit and with fire.
Right, and that's going into what that brother was going into, man. Going into that hell.
Yeah, that's
that fire, man.
Right.
You know?
So now we're coming out of the flesh and we're going to the spirit, man. Because it's about afflicting your spirit and making your spirit grow and making your flesh die. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just like the scripture that said, renewing the spirit, renewing your mind day by day. How you renew your mind is by the word, by the Holy Spirit renew your mind.
That's right.
So it doesn't mean you gotta dunk yourself in water every fucking day.
Right.
It means you're dunking yourself in these words, reading it every day. That's how you renew yourself day by day.
Hey, I got what you said. Back you up. You said killing the flesh.
Right.
Romans 12:1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
See, a living sacrifice, man. When a sacrifice is sacrifice, man, that means something is killed, man. You know, you sacrifice, you're dead. You're dead. So yourself, we're living sacrifice. We're dead to this world, man. You know, because we're being built up in the spirit, which is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man.
That's right, bro.
You know?
Yep. Let me finish this verse 2.
Huh?
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
See? The renewing of your mind, man. You have to be renewed in your mind.
That's right.
Get out of this fleshly world, man. Get out of it, man. The scripture says to come out of her. You know what I'm saying?
That takes a purging.
Right.
That takes the Lord cleansing you when you do fire to get all that shit off.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
When you're going through it, you make those corrections and adjustments in the spirit, man.
That's right, bro. Yep. It says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Bahasham.
That's right. So that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to make ourselves perfect up here, man, because the scriptures say to be ye perfect, like your Father is perfect, man. And how you gonna get perfect? Go ahead.
It said acceptable right now. It said gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right.
So it's all about being accepted, man.
Right. And that goes right back to the title, despise not the chastening of the Lord, man. You know, because he's gonna be the one who chasten you, you know, to bring that adversity on you, so you can make your spirit grow.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Teach you some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Teach you how to be a man. Yeah. You don't know how to be a man. I don't give a fuck if you was fucking 58.
Right.
You didn't come in this truth. You didn't learn how to be a man. Because being a man is knowing discerning good from bad according to these scriptures. That's a man right there.
Yep.
So a man that can tell another man, okay, look, this is what you need to do, and it's according to these scriptures, man.
That's by experience.
Yeah, and that's what Paul explained. He said, look, when I became a man, I put down childish things. Was Paul talking about you put toys down? No, he wasn't talking about you put the fucking toys down and shit. Did it mean that? Even he put the video game down. Did that mean that? No, man. He put down the bullshit, that shit that's all from these scriptures. And he dedicated himself to them scriptures. That's when he became a man. You know? Because the Most High chastised his ass and brought him to become a man.
Hey, the scriptures say, man, how's it go? The fiery trial. Don't think it's strange. Concerning the fiery trial.
Something strange happened.
Yeah, when you go into that word fiery trial, it means to try a man's character.
Right. Say it again, boy.
To try a man's character by adversity. You know, so the Most High is trying your character, man. You know?
Yep.
That's what this thing is about.
Yeah, excellent character is knowing what is right according to the scriptures. You know?
Like, that's why you read about men like King David. He had an excellent character.
Yeah.
Because he was tried, man. Experience. Where experience means tried out.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring out the precept of being a man, and then I'm gonna go back to Sirach. 1 Kings 2 and 1 Kings 2 and 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of Yahawah thy power, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So that's how you prosper, and that's how you show yourself a man, by walking in the statutes and commandments of Yahawashi. Alright? That's right.
Yeah, read that again, bro. That's a cool scripture.
Yeah, this 1 Kings, I'll start at 1 Kings 2 and 3. It says, and keep the charge of Yahawah thy power to walk.
This is King David on his deathbed, basically. He about to round it off. He know he about to wrap it up in his flesh. Yeah. So he called his son King King Solomon. Now he had many sons. Okay, King David had many sons, but King Solomon was the chosen one, man. Yeah, right. There's a spirit right there. It's a spirit, so we better jump in the gun and shit. Start from the top, bro.
It says, and keep the charge of Yahawah thy power.
Now this is similar when you watch the movie Godfather, man. Alright? The Godfather had a son talk with his son Michael, man. And he told him, look, watch out for this guy, watch out for this guy. Do this like this, do this like that. It's the same thing, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest.
Yep.
And whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Yep.
That was it.
Did you do the king part? I mean the man part?
Oh, my bad. Sorry, bro. 1 Kings 2 and 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou.
He going. The flesh about to go to the dust, and the spirit gonna go to the Father, man. Go ahead.
Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, man. Now, when you think of men, you automatically associate strength with men, man. You know? You think when you think of a household, you think of the man being the strong one, man.
Right.
You know? Go ahead. You got it, Zakwan.
You have some more like that.
Yeah, Sirach.
And that goes with Wisdom of Solomon 8, man. Fortitude, man. I always bring it out. Fortitude means mental strength when facing adversity, man. You know?
That's real strength, bro.
It's Sirach 2 and 2.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about how much you could bench.
Right.
He wasn't talking about that, man. He was talking about, all right, you about to be a king, you are a king. You know, be strong, man. You know, be a man.
Hey, strong men in that day gonna cry bitterly. Yeah. Like, you know, if you could bitch, I could bitch 5,000. But when that hell come, we gonna be crying like a woman in travail, you know? Go ahead, bro.
It's Sirach 2 and 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Constantly, man. Constantly, bro, because this thing is about enduring until the end, you know? And constantly, man, that means not taking a break. You can't take a break from the truth, you know? You have to constantly endure, man. Endure what? The hardness, man. The hardness of this truth, man. It's some soft parts to it, but the main part of it is hard, man. It's making your spirit hard, you know?
Hey, you didn't start at the top for that one for the new brothers, man.
Huh?
Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So you was told it ain't gonna be easy, man.
Right.
The scriptures say, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know, so why bug out when shit start happening?
Exactly.
And shit start happening, man. Shit extreme happens, man.
And it also says to count and see if you're able to count the cost. See if you're able to build this house, man. See if you got enough strength, you know what I'm saying, to go to the end, man. You don't want to get halfway built. You done laid the foundation, you got the walls up, and now you fucking, man.
I'm tired, ball.
Tired, ball.
That's why you gonna make mockery of it.
Right, you're gonna be made mockery of because you don't have a roof on the house. You know what I'm saying?
And that house is talking about you.
Right, exactly.
Being built up.
Exactly.
Building your own self.
Building your
Hey,
own self. Go ahead.
How Esdras defined the pain of this thing. He said, 2nd Esdras chapter 7 verse 12, then were the interests of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
That goes with Job 14, I think it is, man. They that come from a woman, days are evil or something like that.
A few days and a fortune.
Right.
Yeah, this is Job 14 and 1. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble.
That's right. That's it, man. So, you know, you got to know that this thing, man, that we're in, you're gonna be in a lot of pain, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, you're gonna be under chastisement, man.
Fighting.
Huh?
A lot of fighting.
A lot of fighting, man. It's gonna be but the fight is gonna be within yourself, man. It's gonna be within you. It ain't gonna be like a man gonna come here, man. You know, you in that truth. You in that truth. You know what I'm saying?
He's not with us.
You're gonna have to deal with that too.
Huh?
You're gonna have to deal with that
You're gonna have to deal with that too. But for the most part, you know,
It's that internal
it's gonna be that internal
that
fight.
fight that only you know
Right.
about.
Exactly.
I mean, not only you, but it's internal, man.
Right.
It's your battle.
You know, you gotta fight off flesh. You gotta fight Satan.
That's that relationship when the church is like build a relationship with God. That's the relationship.
Right.
But on the balance side of it, remember Proverbs 11 and 1. The Most High is not a false balance.
Right.
He gonna put you through all that shit, but he gonna give you times of blast.
Yeah.
You know, times you gonna blast with the brothers. Times you gonna be fucked up and the spirit just own you. You loving this thing. And so it's a balance to it, you know.
Exactly. Yep. This brother got something. Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
That's it right there. Don't think it's strange, man, because it already told you to prepare thyself for temptation, man. Go ahead.
as though some strange thing happened unto you.
As though something strange happening to you, knowing that the Lord is going to chastise you to purify you, man. So don't think that it's strange. Oh, look what's happening to me. You know, like you're the only one. Every brother's going to go through it. Go ahead.
Verse 13, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of a Mashiach's suffering.
See, the Lord suffered. So are we? Is the servant greater than the master? No. We're gonna suffer just like Yahawashi suffered.
It says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
See, we're gonna be glorified. Lord willing, with those men, like we partake of the suffering, we're gonna partake in the glorification as well. You know. So that's why it's imperative that we endure until the end, man. And despise not the chastening of the Lord. You know? And you white people, y'all going into slavery. So I just want to mention that.
You're done.
You know?
I got a quick one.
Go ahead, Art.
1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians 3:3. 1 Thessalonians 3:3. That no man should be moved by these afflictions. For yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. And that's a great, that's a great scripture, man. You gotta understand that. That's your lot. You're appointed unto afflictions, man.
That's right.
You know, once you accept that, then you just roll with the punches, man.
Hey, give me a proverb.
But if you don't keep that in your mind that you gonna catch hell, every time you come around a trial, you gonna fucking get all mad and shit. You gonna get all upset. God,
You gonna get all fucked up.
You gonna get all fucked up in the spirit. But you gotta just keep it pushing, man. You gotta understand what it is, man.
Hey man, one thing I always tell myself is I want fucking salvation by all costs. I even did us brother, we did that show out here on the street called the Ultimate Steps to Salvation. That was a good ass series, man. Spirit was jumping from brothers and we were just going in and out on that. But I always tell myself I want to fucking make it. I don't care if anything that come my way. I tell myself, I try to think of the most harsh thing. And then I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to just trust the Lord. I'll make it through that. That's how I do, man. You know? And the Most High, you know, like Paul spoke, Most High didn't put me through certain things. He even put me in a fucking head-on collision. Going like 50, 60 miles per hour. Head on. But what the Lord do to me, I just came out with scratches on my knee, man. But the car looked like a can. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't give a fuck no more. It's about the Lord and that's it.
Yep.
And I tell myself that. It's like, it's a car. I don't want to throw you off, bro. You on right now.
Yeah, Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are of Yahawah. How can a man then understand his own way?
That's right. So what that brother said, the affliction, about the affliction, man. You know, that's predestined, man. You know, if you're the chosen of the Most High, He's gonna put you through things, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna put you through it, man. He gonna put you through some shit.
Through the fire.
Through the fire, man. And fire is not some nice place, man.
Burns.
Fire burns, man. You know, and it hurts. You know.
You is gonna be safe.